What's good, everybody? Welcome into Early Edge Live as we count down to Sunday Night Football, the Titans and the Rams, on a second straight Sunday where nothing made any sense in the NFL. Sides were bananas. Totals, we didn't even talk about them, and hopefully props came through for you because, man, what an incredibly just manic day. We're going to talk all about it. We'll get into our sides and totals of the Titans and Rams tonight. And, of course, top of the hour, we will do our Van Jefferson Memorial first touchdown of the game. But as the late games are just winding up, let's bring in the stars of the show. And you know, on a Sunday night, I bring in my heavy hitters. This man today made 2 or 3 comments that were like, what? What are you talking about, Mikey? And it's exactly what's happened today. M Squared, welcome back to the show, sir.
Thanks, Coach. I wish I had the ability to bet the Browns. The simulations I showed them on Tuesday's show, I had them minus 1.9 for the Bengals. I was hoping that the market had moved that game to 3.5, 4, 4.5, where I would have been able to bet it. Unfortunately, I didn't get to, but sucks that other people we know lost on it. But it was nice to, I guess, be right on that one.
Yes, it's kind of like, what do they say, kissing your sister? It's like, yeah, I like to be right, but not really. They win 41-16. They pound the Bengals. Bengals' second bad loss in a row. We'll talk about that in just a minute. AB, what's good, man?
Well, I'll tell you what's good is that I'm going to be coming to you guys for a loan after today because it was just horrendous. Just an ugly day. Just crazy. I mean, nothing has made sense so far. So I'm interested to see if this Titans-Rams game does kind of play out to a script that we think, or do the Titans win 50-3 like no one expects whatsoever? So, yeah, I'm fascinated, man.
It better. If they do that tonight, I think I'm going to take the week off because right now I can't take it right now. It's like my head's ready to explode. Let's continue to pound that like button. We need to get to 200 first, give away 2 year-long subs. Alex, what's
Coach,
good, my man?
What's good? Mikey, AB, good to see you guys as always. Had a decent day with props. Trevor Lawrence under was pretty sweat-free. Javonte Williams got us a first quarter cash, so that was nice as well. And, yeah, I've got a prop that I like a lot tonight, and it is on the speculative side, so we know those are fun.
All right. Well, we'll talk about those in about 20 minutes. But first things first, let's recap the day before we get into the Titans-Ram tonight. And you just heard Mikey talk about the Browns and the Bengals 41-6. But, AB, I'll come to you because you love the Raiders today. They go on the road, and the Giants somehow figure out a way to beat them by 7. How surprised were you on that one?
Well, I was. And, really it was, kind of playing up the Raiders, which they didn't have a bad game by, necessarily. But the Giants had just a hell of a game. Like, you got to give them credit. They went down, put in a touchdown on the opening drive, and just continued throughout the game. So, playing at home has not always been great for them. So, got to give them props. The Giants, they played a heck of a game.
Alex.
The Giants' red zone defense was absolutely stellar versus the Raiders. I believe the Raiders it was either 5 or 6 trips into the red zone. The Giants held them to a field goal or a field goal attempt, I believe, in 5 of 6 of those times. So, yeah, they played really well when it counted most. I was impressed by this Giants. I think they're better than people think. Are they a playoff team? Probably not, but there are some things that are working. And, yeah, Daniel Jones has actually looked like a viable middle of the pack quarterback, which all things considered and the narrative about him is way
true.
Better than people think or, expected out of him. So yeah, there's some decent things going on in New Jersey.
Well, you mentioned the Giants, and Mikey, I'll come back to you because in the NFC East, we thought we knew who the best team by far was. But then the Cowboys at home get blown out by the Denver Broncos by 14. What was that?
They started their own quarterback, apparently. Dak,
right.
They weren't sharp when they came out, and things just kind of snowballed for them. And the Denver defense played well. Alex hit the prop on the running back there. Williams, he ran the ball well, but that Dallas defense. I think the thing we need to talk about maybe a little bit is we talked about Diggs and how great he's been. Mm-hmm. The game plan was very clearly attack Mr. Diggs. They threw at Diggs early and often, and it went really well for them. So that's very interesting that they decided to target him, as we've talked about him being good. He's had a lot of good results so far in terms of picking off the ball, but yeah, they had a game plan. They came in there and executed on it, and Dallas it snowballed on them. They got off to the wrong start and never really recovered, which is something, frankly, we've seen a lot in the NFL this year. We talk about it really with that first game we just talked about, the Cincinnati and Cleveland game, that 99-yard pick six, totally changed that game. Mm-hmm. And once they were playing from behind, the whole energy of the game was just totally different from there on out.
You're exactly right. You're absolutely right. Alex, what do you got?
Yeah, just to piggyback on what Mike said regarding Diggs, evaluating cornerbacks is very difficult because the stats don't necessarily reflect how well they're playing. Diggs is a great example of that. Obviously, he leads the league in interceptions and has been an exceptional playmaker to this point, but he's actually given up a lot of yards in the process, and he gambles a lot as a corner. And we did see today he was getting picked on all day. And yeah, when he's not picking balls off, he is gambling and giving up way too much yards and production. So yeah, he's more name than he is game at this point in the season, in my opinion.
AB, let me come to you, because the one thing I think we slept on today, when you look at how the Bills lose, they fall to 5-3. I mean, you cannot have a worse loss than 9-6 when you're a team that routinely scores north of 30, and many people consider you to be the best team in the AFC. So think about this. The Patriots look dominant against the Panthers, 24-6. They improved to 5-4. They're now just a half game back of the Bills, and AB, they still have to play them twice this season. Twice. Your thoughts on the Patriots?
Yeah, they do. I mean, the Patriots are playing excellent football. You look at the last 5 games or so, their offense has taken off. And I know that it wasn't necessarily pretty today, but their defense held up, winning 24-6. You're right. Buffalo, look, this is 2 straight games now, and coming off of a bye. That their offense hasn't looked good at all. So I don't know what the issue is over there. I know that there are some injuries on the offensive side, but it shouldn't be this bad at all. And I'm going to do some digging tonight. There's a correlation with bye weeks before and after in the NFL this year that is not doing well for people at all. So Buffalo's got a lot of things to figure out, a lot.
And with only having one bye this year, with 7 teams making the playoffs, these losses like today, they hurt extra bad. It could be the difference between playing the first weekend or having that one bye, be the only team with the bye. It's that important. And by the way, many of you are sweating out the Chiefs. They just made a first down. It looks like they are going to win, but not depending on when you bet on the Chiefs. They're up by 6. If you bet on them today, you lose. If you bet on them on Tuesday, you're going to win because they're going to win by 6. But they did not look good. The Chiefs are going to be 5-4. How concerned should we be for the AFC representative in the Super Bowl the last 2 years? They're above 500, but beating Jordan Love by only 6 today. Mikey, your thoughts on the Chiefs?
Yeah, they suck. Yeah, they're not good at all. They've been
so bad.
They've been really bad. Really, really, really bad. Hard to say even if the defense is any better. Yes, they've played better, but it's a lot easier to scheme against Jordan Love. It's a lot easier to send the house when you're not worried about Aaron Rodgers beating you with one-on-one coverage with Adams on the side. So can't really take away a lot from this game other than it was just an embarrassing performance from the offense. Nice to see, frankly, Travis Kelce a little bit back on page. Found the end zone, picked up a few yards, a few catches, but overall we keep saying it. They picked up another win. They're still alive, theoretically, mathematically, everything. They're still alive, but man, they got to figure something out really, really quickly. Fortunately, in the division, they still do get. I say fortunately. Before this day, we said fortunately they still get the Broncos twice. I don't know if we want that after what we saw against Dallas this morning. So we'll see. But yeah, I think they suck.
Well. I think they suck too. Patrick Mahomes, 20 of 37, $166, 1 touchdown, and he was just celebrating like they literally had won the Super Bowl. So you can tell the pressure is really starting to get to the Chiefs. When you look at the props, Alex, nothing hit today for the Chiefs except Williams had 3 catches. Didn't we have the over 2.5?
Yes,
so
we did,
something
Coach.
Positive came out of the Chiefs for you today, Alex.
Yeah, indeed. This Chiefs team is an absolute mess. I don't even know where to begin just watching the offense just sputter. If this Packers team didn't have one of the worst collective special team performances I've seen in NFL history, they would have won this game without Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love making his first start. They outplayed the Chiefs. They were stopping them consistently, easily on defense. If all these weird things didn't happen, the Packers should have won that game. If Aaron Rodgers was playing quarterback, they should have won that game. I don't even know where to begin with this Chiefs team. It's possible Kelsey has lost a step. I'm not going to say he's cooked, but he does not look like the dominant Travis Kelce that we're used to seeing. Tyreek Hill is just one man. He obviously, when defenses are bracketing him in coverage, there's only so much he can do. And no one else on this Chiefs team has stepped up to help out. And frankly, Darrell Williams is probably their best offensive player right now, or at least their most consistent and most reliable one, who's their backup running back. And things are grim in Kansas City, and I know it sucks for you and Mikey, Coach. So I'm sorry.
It's hard. I mean, 10 years ago, I'd have taken 5 and 4. I'd been jumping around, from the rooftops, but not now. Not with the best quarterback in the NFL who's playing. Finally, the defense have caught up. So this is where Patrick Mahomes has to sit down and say, you know what? Stop with doing 1,000 commercials a year, and let's refocus on football. Because that's the narrative right now, is that he spent so much time in the offseason playing golf, doing commercials and all that, and now he didn't do enough work in the film room, and that's what he's got to get back to. But they're 5 and 4. They just beat the Green Bay Packers. The Packers fall to 7 and 2. All right, we have crossed the bottom of the hour, so it's time to shift our focus to Sunday Night Football. And before Derrick Henry's surgery and incredibly debilitating injury for the Titans, they were rolling. Derrick was on pace to be the MVP, set records on the ground, and then unfortunately he's out for the year. So, guys, let's spin it forward to tonight. AB, let's start with you, because the Rams are giving a touchdown. Last week, they blew out Houston until they took the gas or their foot off the pedal. That's not going to happen tonight. So, what do you think the game script says is going to be with Derrick Henry no longer in the lineup? But A.J. Brown is there. Julio Jones is there.
Yeah, so, this is going to change the Titans' offense, and offensive coordinator Todd Downing is probably going to need a few drives to kind of figure out how to work that, because I'll say Derrick Henry was 36% of this team's entire yards from scrimmage this season. That's how important that he's been. He's 84% of their rushes and 79% of their rushing yards. Like, Derrick Henry was the catalyst in all of this. So what it's going to do now is that it's going to change the way that the Rams play defense against them. They only have to bring 3 or 4 to get to Ryan Tannehill on an already banged up offensive line, and they could sit back and zone with their secondary and say, look, you could have Adrian Peterson and Jeremy McNichols and Dante Foreman. We're not going to let Ryan Tannehill beat us, right? We're going to be bracketing all over the field. So that's what the Titans offense has to figure out. I would guarantee that you're going to see a lot of short passes to Jeremy McNichols, their backup running back. Other than that, they better hope that the Rams don't start off fast, because if they do, Tennessee could be in trouble in a hurry.
Mikey, what do you think the game script reads tonight with all those great defensive players for the Rams, and how they decide to guard now a very pass-heavy offense is what it looks like. But maybe we've been wrong on a lot of other things as far as game script are concerned. What do you think about tonight?
Yeah, no, I'm on the under, so I'll tease that a little bit here. But I'm on the under in the game, and I think that both teams going to take care of the football, especially on the Tennessee side. They're going to try to still take care of it. They're going to try to hand the ball off still and see what they've got, at least early in the game. They're going to figure out if they can run the football still. So they're going to attempt to do that, but I think they're going to try to limit the turnovers. And I do agree with AB. I think we'll see a lot of slow depth of target passes. I think we'll get a lot of creative ways to get the ball to A.J. Brown, Julio Jones. The tight ends will be pretty big workload for Ryan Tannehill tonight. Look for Ryan Tannehill to stretch some plays with his legs. This profiles as a game where he will take off and run a little bit. So I think that the game overall, I think both teams are going to keep a conservative game plan early, and I think the Rams will keep the conservative game call throughout the game, especially if they're at all in control of the game and feel like they are. So I'm leaning towards the under. I see a lot of comments. Yes, we get a donkey tonight for sure. And I'm glad we hit the Chiefs. We had the Chiefs in the teaser from this morning, so I'm glad that leg got there. Made it 2-2 on the day, so not too terrible.
Yeah, it feels like a worse day than it really was. AB, what do you got, pal?
Yeah, I was going to say, so Ryan Tannehill, gone through and tracked, he's thrown 499 passes with the Titans with Derrick Henry off the field, okay? 95% comp, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. And remember, a lot of those are on third downs where they don't deploy Derrick Henry on the field. So don't think that Ryan Tannehill is going to be terrible. Like, he's a good quarterback. The problem is that you're going up against a really good defense that is good both at the line and in the secondary, and their offense can put pressure on you by scoring points. But I didn't want that to be a negative on Tannehill. He is okay. He's just going to need people to step up. There could be no drop passes tonight. He needs every single yard he can get.
Alex, let me ask you something that Mikey said. Ryan Tannehill's prop for rushing over 14.5 yards at -122. Would you play that?
I don't have a strong lean on it. Unfortunately, I think Mike would be better equipped to provide some insight on that prop. I just haven't taken that close of a look at his rushing prop.
All right. Mikey, what do you think about that number?
Yeah, it's definitely one that I lean over. I have it up to 18 yards in the simulation, so I would go. What did you say the current number at season?
14 and a half.
Yeah, I'd play it there. I would play it at 14 and a half.
Okay. Very, very good. Very, very good. All right. Let's jump into our official plays now. It's about 37 past the hour, and then we'll get into our props for about 15 minutes. If you have a prop that you like, throw it into the chat. Leave your Twitter handle. Also, if you want to win a year-long sub, you got to leave your Twitter handle. You have to follow SportsLine. You have to be a subscriber to our YouTube channel, which you are watching right now. All right. Many of you throwing them in. Well, write down as many as we can. I know we already have the under from Mikey. AB, what play do you have on the game tonight?
Yeah, so I've got a couple here. I'm on the under 53 as well. I was on the Rams -6.5 earlier in the week. Look, I'm going to take the Rams first half -4.5. I think that they do get some offense going. Sean McVay knows that the quicker that he can press this team, the more difficult it will be for them to come back. I'm also going to play Ryan Tannehill over half an interception tonight because those stats that we just talked about, the one thing is that he is a good quarterback. Without Derrick Henry on the field, his sack rate went from about 5.8% to about 8.9%. So if you've got guys like Aaron Donald, they're going to put pressure on him for sure. I'm also going to go Matthew Stafford, longest completion over 39.5 yards at -115. And that is it.
I love that a lot. I'm trying to find that Ryan Tannehill. Man, I'm juiced to 159 on that over half interception.
You know what's crazy? It was -120 about 25 minutes ago.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. That's too high for me to play. I can't play that. You can't play that. All right. Alex, let me come to you. What official plays, if any, do you have for Sunday Night Football?
I've got a prop that I like. It's a little bit speculative, but I feel really good about it. It is Adrian Peterson over 32.5 rushing yards. I can't believe this is 2021 and I'm calling out an Adrian Peterson prop, but here we are. It is speculative, but in my opinion, you could not have found a better situation for Adrian Peterson to land into than this Titans offense, who run the ball very well. AB mentioned Todd Downing. He is very committed to running the football. I am expecting the Titans to transition more into a passing offense, but they're not going to completely just throw out the playbook and just overhaul the offense overnight. They are still going to run the ball a lot. I was encouraged that Adrian Peterson was activated his first week after signing. The guy takes great care of himself. He's in excellent shape. You know the condition is never going to be an issue. You know he's on those excellent supplements. Always. He keeps himself super fresh. The Rams also rank first in passing DVOA, and they rank 18th in rushing DVOA. So the middle of their defense is a bit soft. I think they're going to give the Titans a cushion, and I think you will see basically them inviting and daring Tennessee to run the ball, which they're likely to take them up on that offer. The Rams defense is also built to keep everything in front of them. So I think there will be some running lanes open for Peterson. And then he also has the benefit of having an absolutely explosive, healthy A.J. Brown. Julio Jones is back in this game. We've seen Adrian Peterson the last few years just be in these miserable situations on Washington and Detroit, where they have just horrific offensive lines. They have no perimeter or outside wide receivers to take any pressure of him. He's finally landing in a situation that's advantageous. And I'm expecting him to be productive and to handle 10 to 14 carries, possibly more if the game remains competitive and within a score. So yeah, I like Adrian Peterson a lot tonight. I also want to preface, Jeremy McNichols has never had more than 2 rushing attempts this season. He's been in the league for 5 years. He's had double-digit carries just once. So Peterson is going to be their early down guy. He's going to get the work, and the Titans will be committed to running the ball.
I'm about to do something really, really stupid. I'm about to do something very, very stupid, but I just, my gut tells me I've got to do it. This is I never play a prop before I watch the show because I work with the best in the business. This is the one prop that I played this afternoon because I said, there's no way, there's a 3 in front of it. So, Alex, I think you're wrong. Would you like to have a SportsLine showdown on a prop for the first time ever on the early edge? And I'll take the under. What's the number you had? 34.5? Is that the number?
I had a 32.5. I'll give you 34.
No. 32.5 it is, if you will accept the bet.
Coach, you're inviting me to dance. Let's dance.
Jeweler, if you could, please.
It's gonna be a showdown.
Yeah, baby! Now, I would be more than happy to pay Alex on this bet. But if I beat Alex in a bet, understand it's like beating the GOAT. It's like beating MJ. It's like beating Tiger Woods. I'm here for it.
If you beat me on this bet, Coach, I might have to take a bye week, week 10.
Mikey, I would love your feedback. Am I an idiot, or was that a smart play by me?
I don't like the play. I think that he's going to have the opportunity. I don't know why. Well, I guess I know why, because he is Adrian Peterson. But the man, whenever he gets called, he seems to have the respect of whatever organization it is where they give him enough carries to get there. Maybe Deontay Foreman gets in and takes some of the work, but overall, I would lean towards the over on Adrian Peterson. I'm not playing over or under on it. But if I had to, I would lean towards the over just because Adrian Peterson gets the football whenever he gets the phone call.
This is a volume-based play. I want to announce that as well. This is not going to be pretty. I'm not suggesting he's going to have 16 touches for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. This is going to be an ugly 12 to 14 carries at 3 yards per clip, but he's going to get the volume, and that's all we need. He doesn't need to be necessarily very effective to get it. So let's go, Coach.
Let's go is right. I'm fired up. AB, what do you got?
Look, I'm going to back Coach on this one. The only running back that Ryan Tannehill has experience with is Dante Foreman, who was on the team all of last year, bouncing back and forth between, how they would line up there. Yeah, I'm telling you, Dante Foreman might end up getting the bulk of the carries here. He knows this team in this offensive line, and they know him. So just put that out there.
I'm open for 2 showdowns. So, AB, if you want some action, you can go. We can double down.
AB, he right, just called you up.
He did. All right, what's the number?
32.5.
Yeah, I'm in.
Jeweler, one more time.
It's gonna be a showdown.
Oh, baby. Not 1, but 2. SportsLine, we had to make the day better. And there it is. Boom. Jeweler, what do you got?
I'm just popping in right now. AB is mainly handling the 1s and 2s for this show. I'm just in the corner over here racking up the spreadsheet of all our bets from today, and I could definitely see AB is chasing a little. So this will be.
Chasing. Yeah,
he's throwing the Hail Mary. He's going for showdowns.
He really. So I felt good at first. Then I felt bad with Mikey. Then I felt better with AB, and now you had to pop in. I feel bad again. But I do feel good that I actually have a bet that one of us will win on the show tonight. All right. We've got several more to get to. I love the SportsLine showdowns, though. Tannehill over 265.5 as a pass prop tonight on his yardage. Alex, let me come back to you.
Yeah. This Rams secondary is tough. Very, very, very tough. Schematically, from a talent standpoint, they are very good. kind of hinges on whether or not you feel like the Titans are going to be playing from behind. If you do, I like it, but at the same time, I don't necessarily know that this game is going to go where the Rams just smoke the Titans and force them to have to throw the ball. I think the Titans will try, and they are committed to it. They will try to be balanced as possible, and they're not afraid to run the ball when they're down double digits, 10, 12 points. And I don't think that's necessarily we're just going to see a huge paradigm shift with their offensive philosophy. So I would lean. I don't like it. I don't like the over as a long-winded answer of telling you that. I don't have a strong take on it, but I don't like the over.
All right, steer clear of the over there on the yard because we just don't know what's going to happen. I think the game script is going to be the Rams are going to jump out quickly, 17, 21, nothing, and then that's going to change everything for the Titans, and that's why I felt that way. I just think the Rams, after what happened last week, they're going to put the gas pedal down, and they're not going to let up this week. They're not going to let up this week. That's how I feel on that. All right, Cooper Kupp, he has been a very, very he's benefited a lot of people this year because of how productive he has been. But his number is close to 100, guys. That is a crazy number for any receiver. Mikey, let me come to you on this. Are we crazy to play Cooper Kupp over 98, 99 yards?
I don't think you're crazy. He's shown the ability to get there. I actually have a model edge on it if you want to play it. I haven't locked it in yet. He will be part of the donkey that I'll be giving here in a little bit.
Oh, yes.
If you want to, I still have his median number up to 108.
Really?
Which is crazy, but they continue to throw to him even when they're ahead too. At times they kind of use it. It's almost like using it as an extension of the running game. Note that Robert Woods was a little banged up before this game as well. If the game remains competitive at all, that's where Stafford wants to go, is to Cooper Kupp. If the game is not competitive at all, it's likely because Cooper Kupp has two 40-yard pass plays earlier in this game.
You're
so, there's 0% chance I'd play the under. I have an edge. It's just kind of fragile because of the number. As it starts to get over 100, it becomes pretty fragile. But I do have the edge in the model to take the over if you want to do it.
And I trust your model, and I'm going to play it right now. I'm just trying to get to it. And my number is still at 98.5, juice to 138. That's just crazy, but I'm going to play it anyway. I trust Mikey. I'm going to play it anyway. There you go. Bet is in. Damn, that is a high number, but man, he is automatic as they come. There is an alternate line at 90, but it's minus 160. That's just way too high, too. Cooper Kupp, longest reception over 28.5. You just said if he could have two catches over 40. Do we like that number? Abe or Alex, you can take that one. Over 28.5, longest reception for Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I'll jump in on this, and props, Travis, I'm sure you got deeper info than I do. Look, 24% of Matthew Stafford's passes this season have been 11 to 20 air yards, which is the highest in the NFL, all right? And you look at the Titans, they've allowed 7.8 yards per attempt this season. So I think that those opportunities are going to be there, especially in the first three quarters. So I couldn't argue it at all. Yeah, I like it.
Alex, the reception number for Cooper Kupp is 7.5, which is about as high as we ever see a reception number. You never see something at 8. So would you play Cooper Kupp at 7.5?
I prefer his yards. Just because of his big playability, his ability to get yards after the catch. He's ripped off big plays in essentially every single game. So, I'm way more comfortable playing his yards than I am his receptions.
Okay, very good. So we will leave it right there. So we love team totals too. And as we talk about offense, we talk about game script tonight. This is a bet that we've played many, many times here on the show, and a lot of people like. Titans team totals over 22.5. I banged the Patriots last week or whenever it was. Then the Rams was over 30. Do we like either one of those overs? Minus 119 for the Titans, minus 118 for the Rams.
Oh, that's 3 touchdowns and a field goal for the Titans.
Yes.
4 touchdowns and a field goal for the Rams. I would lean to the Rams in this situation. Yeah, I'm proud I just did math on that one.
Me too.
Look, I know that the number is much higher for the Rams, but I would lean to that. I think that you're going to have more opportunities to do it. The Titans are almost going to have to play a perfect game to get above that number. If it were 20.5 with the Titans, I'd feel much better. But yeah, I just don't like it.
Okay, let's leave it right there. So we would play the Rams there. Last week they had 38 in 2.5 quarters against Houston. I know it's Houston, but still, they scored quickly last week. Henderson, over 2.5 catches. Question from Nelson. Let me go to Alex for this one.
Yeah, I think it's solid. Do we have the odds on it or the juice?
Don't have the juice on it. I had just seen that one. I'll try to find it as you talk about it if you like it at all.
Yeah, I think he's been involved in the passing game. It just kind of comes down to somewhat game script dependent. But yeah, I do like it. He's been involved. He's explosive. I think I prefer his yards though. If we knew the number on his yards, because he is capable of taking a reception. He's like a big play waiting to happen.
There is no prop on his yards as plus 100 for his catch prop, but there's no yardage on his. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, 16.5 minus 145.
Yeah, I'd rather get it at like 17 or 18, not at minus 145 if that's possible. So yeah, I look more towards his yards because he's capable of taking one pass for 20 plus yards. I'm not sure he's going to receive the target share necessary to comfortably have an edge on over 2.5 receptions, though.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. I've got 5 receivers here. I'm going to throw out Mikey. I'm going to come to you. You tell me if you like any of these receiving props as we are about 8 minutes from the top of the hour. We'll do the Van Jefferson Memorial. By the way, continue to pound that like button. We need to get to 200. Let's go. We've got well over 700. Big audience watching right now. Let's pound that like button for me. Tyler Higbee over 37.5 minus 117. Robert Woods over 59.5 minus 123 on that side. Either one of those you like, Mikey?
I don't have the edge for either one of them. So Woods I've got at 62 and Higbee I have at 39. I would probably play the Higbee one before the Woods one, even though the Woods one I have a slight bigger number on it. Just the Higbee one is low enough that he can have a big enough play, a 20-yard play that really gets him closer to this number. Robert Woods is just slightly banged up ahead of this game. So if I had to play either of those two, Higbee would be the one.
Okay. AB, let me come to you because you're the Titans guru. Julio Jones over 43.5 minus 156. Wow. Then A.J. Brown over 70.5. We know last week he covered his number very early in the game, minus 135. Do you like either one of the Titans wide receivers?
Yeah, I like A.J. Brown in this situation. Look, this is nothing against Julio Jones. The problem is that Julio Jones can be out of the game in one play. And you just can't trust it because that injury situation can pop up at any time. He could go off tonight or he could be done in the second quarter. If I had to play either of these, it would be absolutely A.J. Brown.
All right. Alex, go ahead. Yep.
I'd say I don't think I've actually gave it out during that section because I was busy doing the DFS, but I have an official play on A.J. Brown.
Oh, give it to me.
I played it over 72.5 receiving yards.
Okay.
So like Alex mentioned, it is a stingy defense to play against as a pass catcher. However, I think this number is pretty soft still. I have it all the way up to 84 in the model. So you can get this between 70 to 74 in the market. I have 10 yards comfortably. I think that the volume is going to be there. I think the game script is going to be there. They're going to look to him at any point anyway, but I do think that the most likely scenario is they find themselves down by 10 points, which is competitive enough where they're going to keep the foot on the pedal. So I love his big playability. If there is a player that can get loose against this defense or make catches in traffic and get things done, it is A.J. Brown. So I took the over 72.5. I would still play it at 74 where it is on FanDuel.
Okay, I have it at 70.5 on mine, so I got actually 2 yards there. Alex, what do you got, pal?
Yeah, and I do like that play as well. I would also say that Jalen Ramsey does not shadow the opposing. When you have the advantage of playing Julio Jones on the opposite side, it's tough to shadow a player. But yeah, the Rams defense, the corners play a side of the field. So A.J. Brown will have plenty of advantageous matchups where he is not matched up against Jalen Ramsey tonight, which to me just further supports Mike's play. I like that as well. I will say this, the number one defense against opposing tight ends happens to be this Tennessee Titans defense. They don't do a lot of things well, but they cover tight ends well. They have very rangy, athletic linebackers and good safety play. So, yeah, they cover tight ends very well. I just want to throw that out there.
AB, you got something?
Nope.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah, my bad.
That was your best take ever right there. Alex, over 5.5 catches, -115 for A.J. Brown.
Prefer the yards, but I definitely lean over on the receptions as well. He's a big play waiting to happen. He's more than capable of ripping off a 50-yard bomb at any point, getting behind even a defense as good as this Los Angeles Rams defense. So, yeah, I'm much more inclined to play his yards. I definitely would lean over on the receptions. I do expect plenty of slants, short throws to him as well, putting him in situations to rack up yards after the catch. So, yeah, I like both his yards, and I like his yards a lot. I like his receptions a little bit less.
All right, we got a lot of people in the chat that want to play that one, so good information there for several people in the chat. AB, let me come back to you. A lot of people asking about Matthew Stafford and his touchdown prop over 2.5, only -109. He would need to have 3 to cash that. Your thoughts?
I don't like it because that's a large number, and they've got multiple running backs they can hand the ball to, especially if they're scoring third and fourth quarter while they're up. Look, he could hit that number. I'm not saying that he couldn't, but it's a risky bet. It is a risky bet with so many hands that can run the ball here.
All right, Mikey, Ryan Tannehill over 1.5 touchdowns, -127.
I lean over on that. I do like that. I think that there will be, if they're scoring, I think it's going to have to be through that. I think that I'll take it. The only thing I'd be nervous about is him potentially running the ball in the end zone today. I probably should be playing that rushing over because I do like his rushing here, but that's the only thing that would make me nervous on it. If not, if they're scoring, it's going to be on Ryan Tannehill's arm.
Okay, very good. This is going to be one of those games that we just absolutely have no idea how the game script is going to go. And normally that's fun as a fan. As a bettor, that's not fun. That is not fun. Not figuring out the way it's going to go is not fun for us at all. So we've got a couple minutes until the top of the hour. If you have any more props that you would like us to hit on, just put them into the chat and also leave your Twitter handle as well. We got to get to 200 likes so we can give away a couple of year-long memberships. I'm looking for a couple more, but I think that we've hit all of the major ones with the major names. I think we've hit all the major ones. Sony Michel. Over 22.5. That was a chat question. -125 rushing yards for Sony Michel. Anybody want to take that one?
I'll say
if you think the Rams win the game and you think the Rams win if you think the Rams win the game and think that it's possible they're up by 10 plus points, then I would say yes. You're going to need him to get there on 5-6 carries realistically. Can he do it? Of course he can. He absolutely can. Just a matter of how you see the game playing out as to whether or not I'd play it, though.
Think about this. How about this? Cody in the chat said there is, for AP or all day, whatever you want to call him, to go over 100 yards is +2,000. +2,000. Is it worth even just a small sprinkle? A small sprinkle? I mean, it sounds like a crazy number to me.
It was worth a sprinkle on the Jaguars today.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, my God. Last week, what they say, 40% of survivor pools got knocked out. I wonder how many got knocked out today with Buffalo losing at Jacksonville. I bet most are over. I bet most are done. On week 9, that's crazy if you survived the last few weeks the way the NFL has gone. It's absolutely bananas. All right, it is top of the hour. We have a bunch of new people that are logging in. If you are brand new to the chat, please do me a favor and hit that like button so we can get as many as we possibly can, and leave your Twitter handle in there as well. Justin in the chat, Ryan Tannehill over 23.5 completions don't have the juice there, but do we like that completion prop? It's going to be that we think the game script, he should.
Yeah. I kind of do like it. Look, I mean, that's a lot. However, yeah, I mean, if this game plays out how we think that it's going to be, he will be throwing throughout the game. And again, like we said, the Rams are going to give kind of a little bit there at the line of scrimmage. There's going to be a lot of swing passes to running backs, tight ends. So you could get 6, 7, 8 probably cheap completions right there. Yeah, that's not a bad play at all.
Okay, very good. Hassan joined late. He says, Coach Tannehill, anytime touchdown +350. he's one guy that can do that. Would we want to sprinkle a little bit of plus 350 on a rushing touchdown from Ryan Tannehill? Alex is swaying back and forth. He's like, I'm not touching this one. I'm not touching this one.
Again, I'll say this. The way that, this defense is going to play them is that whether they're in the red zone or not, they are going to kind of give up that front 7 zone right there. And Ryan Tannehill will run. Like, he is not afraid. This is going to be a game where he's probably ends up a little banged up because he gives everything that he has in it. That one's worth way more of a sprinkle than that Adrian Peterson 100 yards. Yeah, that one's worth way more.
Oh, my gosh. I know there's going to be somebody out there. I don't want to say that's dumb enough because I don't want to insult anybody, but if you bet on Adrian Peterson to run for 100 yards tonight against this defense, you got to have your head checked. You got to have your head checked. All right, it is that time of the show, a little bit after 8 o'clock, where we do our donkey parlay of the night and also our Van Jefferson Memorial. First touchdown of the game, it has to be plus 1,000 or above. So you guys have waited long enough. Mikey, what is our donkey parlay of the night? Give it to us.
All right. Our man AB's got it pulled up on the screen. Makes life a lot easier for me to remember and read it off. It is the Los Angeles Rams minus a half a point. The Tennessee Titans plus 14.5, over 43.5, under 63.5. Cooper Kupp alternate over 84.5 receiving yards. AJ Brown alternate over 59.5 receiving yards. Put those all together, comes back plus 700.
This is the most fun bet we get to do every single week. You guys wait for it. You love it. We love playing it too. So get those alternate lines in and let's play this donkey parlay and catch the ticket tonight. All right. It's that time of the show. And this is something that Mikey named. It's Mikey's bet. He picked Van Jefferson week number 1. And it just so happens that Van Jefferson is playing tonight. So M Squared, who are you going with tonight?
Not only is it Van Jefferson's in the game and he's eligible, I did not select him, but he is eligible for this contest tonight.
I thought you would.
I was thinking about it, but I'm going back to someone I've actually played in another primetime game with the Titans, and that's going to be Chester Rogers. 5,500 plus 5,500 on FanDuel Sportsbook. Look, they're going to have to throw the football a little bit more if they are stacking the box, if they are trying to prevent the run. I think they'll let him run a little bit, but I think that they're still going to force him to throw and they're going to make him throw. So I think Rodgers is going to be out there on the field just enough. There's a 1,500 point gap between this prop on FanDuel and DraftKings. Just anytime you find those discrepancies across sportsbooks, it's something you should pay attention to a little bit. I still think they're both short. I think this should be down to 3,500. So we're getting good value on it. Yeah, you're incentivized to take the underdog in this one. So Chester Rogers plus 5,500.
All right, Chester Rogers plus 5,500. All right, AB, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Sony Michel, and it was fascinating because you look, the entire Rams offense is essentially 900 or below, right? Like they're banking on the Rams scoring the first touchdown of the night. But no, I'm going to take Sony Michel plus 1,100. Yeah, it's for sure chalky, but I think that the Rams try to stick to a very conservative, win the game and get out style of football. So if they get down to the 5, 4, 3 yard line, roughly around there, they're going to look to feed the running backs. And I think Sony Michel's your guy in this one.
I got him at plus 1,363, so I got a better number than you do. So I like that one too. All right, Alex, now I know of all the great things that you bring to the table, the one thing that's missing on your resume is this right here. And I know it eats you alive from the inside out. Is tonight your night?
Coach, we're running out of sprinkles at the Prop Star residence. It is driving me nuts that I haven't hit this. AB might be chasing. Well, I'm chasing the Van Jefferson Memorial props.
Too.
So I'm going for crazy ones. I found McCole Pruitt at plus 7,000.
Wow.
On FanDuel. Mikey was talking about discrepancies between books. He's plus 7,000 on FanDuel. He's plus 4,000 on pretty much every other book. So I thought that was definitely worth a look. Pruitt's had 2 touchdowns this season. He's had 11 targets. He's caught 10 of those. That's pretty efficient. He just seems like a really good value considering his role in the offense. The Titans use 3 tight ends. He is one of those tight ends. He's got a big body. They like to use tight ends in the red zone. So, yeah, I thought he was good. And if we hit this with our sprinkles, my sprinkle factory will be back in business. So,
by the way, think about this. My book has to pick no touchdown in the game is plus 8,000. How many people do you think looked at that at their book at the Bills Jags today? I'm sure it was around the same number. Like, oh, that's the craziest bet on the board, and it would have hit today.
Wonder what it was in the Bills Jags game.
That's exactly what I just said, Alex.
I
literally just.
There's a price tag in that game.
he literally doesn't listen to me.
Were you sleeping again?
It is that time of the day, fellas. Or I've been in the lab all night long, and I start to get a little sleepy-eyed at this point of the day.
Well, that is your new best line of the show.
My favorite part is that not only were you like leaned in, but you were staring right at him too.
I know. I was like, who was I talking to? Oh, at least everybody in the chat found that funny. So funny. But that's all right. You're laser focused. You're locked in on
I've
your
got
plus.
McCole Pruitt and Sprinkles just.
Yes, you do. All right. Before I let Jeweler make his pick, because I have a feeling he's going to take mine, I'm going to pay homage. To the man who this is named after. It only seems appropriate that Van Jefferson, and I have him at plus 1058. So it's just over that threshold. Plus 1058. I'm going Van Jefferson. Lock it in. All right, Jeweler, what do you got for us tonight?
I didn't really come prepared for this, so I feel a little bit like the teacher calling on me whenever I didn't have an answer prepared. I think I'm going to go with the Rams defense / special teams. I mean, plus 2,800 is what you can find at that. I mean, if this game is a continuation of any of the chaos that we saw today, that Rams defense should be aggressive. Let's see a pick six or maybe even a little fumble recovery right near the end zone.
Yeah. Hey, tell you what, crazier things have happened. Can I
add in on that? Look,
of course.
If you're looking for like a revenge game from different players, look, Van Jefferson and Jalen Ramsey, both their high school was 1 minute away from the old SportsLine office, literally right behind it. Okay. And Josh Reynolds, a wide receiver for the Titans, played for the Rams. Like, you have a lot of connections between these two teams. So just putting that out there. Like, you might see some fascinating things. Yeah. Like Jalen Ramsey, trust me, would love to house a pick six against the Titans. I assure you on that.
I just love the idea of starting off a sentence with, if you love revenge games, check Van Jefferson.
That is so great. All right, we've reached that time of the show. So we just gave you 5 different plays that you can play for the Van Jefferson Memorial. Mikey's in the club. The Maestro hit last week. He's in the club. And Sia's in the club. It's a 3-person club. And damn it, I want to be a part of that club. Alex wants to be a part of it. AB, we all want to be a part of the club.
We're in the losers club.
We are the losers club, but we're lovable losers.
Buddy. Welcome.
Mikey, what do you got?
Last thought on the first touchdowns. I've seen a lot in the chat talking about Josh Reynolds because of the revenge game and betting his first touchdown. Josh Reynolds is inactive tonight, so don't make that bet. You'll get refunded because he's inactive, but you're not going to have a lot of fun sweating that one because he will not play. He's not active tonight. So take your money and bet on something else. But I've seen a lot of them in the chat. Josh Reynolds is inactive tonight.
I can see so many people going, where's number? He's not even in the game. All right, it is 8:09. We know the game starts in 10 minutes, so you guys always ask me, give me the recap. So we're going to throw the recap page up, and I'm going to have my guys very quickly, once again, give their locks for their best bets for the game tonight. Mikey, you go.
Yeah, I'm on the under 53.5. Gave this out Tuesday on the mega preview. Still like it at 53. I'd play it all the way down to 51 if I had to. And then I'm on AJ Brown over 72.5 receiving yards. Would still play it up to 74, which is about the highest I've seen it in the market. Have my simulation number on that one is 84. So pretty big edge still, despite the tough matchup for AJ Brown.
Love it. Just played it myself. AB, go.
Yep, Rams 6.5 from earlier this week. We're going to play tonight Rams first half -4.5. We're also going to play Ryan Tannehill over half an interception -120. What we got it earlier, I know that price has jumped a little bit. Matthew Stafford, longest completion over 39.5 yards at -115. And we're also going to play the under 53.
All right, very good. Alex, bring us home.
Yeah, I'm going with a play that is more speculative than usual for myself, and that is Adrian Peterson, the ageless Adrian Peterson, over 32.5 rushing yards.
We're going down. We got a two-way SportsLine showdown. I'm opposite. I'm on the under of Adrian Peterson, 32.5. So is AB. Yeah, call's crazy. We're going against the GOAT. We're going against the prop GOAT, but I'm not scared to do it. I'm going to look him right in the eye. I'm going to tell him, I'm taking you down tonight, Alex. I am taking you down.
I want all the smoke, Coach.
I let my guys give 20 to 30 seconds at the end of every single show to tell me what they're going to most look forward to for tonight. To help you out, Mikey, you can start us off.
I'm looking forward to cashing the donkey. Last primetime game, I gave you an 8-legger, and we cashed 7 of the 8. So we got 6 legs tonight, and I really love this one. I think this one's going to hit.
AB, what are you looking forward to?
Yep. So remember that the Titans are sitting in the number 1 spot in the AFC, and the Bills and Raiders both lost. The Titans have won 3 straight outright as underdogs. If they somehow pull this one off, that is a massive win for this team.
Alex.
I am looking forward to, let's say, around 8:30 Pacific time when this right here gets a little alert on it, because I look down and I see that Mr. Alan Bell and Jonathan Coachman have sent me Venmo money because I just took them both down.
Man, I long for the days when you wouldn't even come on the show. I long for the days when you wouldn't even come on the show. And now look at you. The man is standing on the mountaintops and talking trash on Venmo. I love it. All right. There's only one thing left to do, and you all know what that is. By the way, I'm more than a little disappointed in all of you for the lack of likes tonight. We're giving away nothing. Nothing. So disappointed. You got to pound that like button for me. I can't give out anything. All right? You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Sunday Night Football tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire team, M Squared, Prop Stars, AB, the jeweler, and our entire team at SportsLine. Tell all your friends if you want to have a good time and you want to get great information and just have a lot of fun. There's only one place. It's right here. We like to call it the Early Edge. Good luck. Do you want best bets in your feed every single day? All you have to do is hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Early Edge.